What is up, guys? It is Flash back with some more charts and another video. Today is Friday, April 19th at 2:25 p.m. Eastern, baby. It's almost the weekend, okay? But first, we got to run through some charts, pardon me, and I got an interesting one for you guys today. And what I want to talk about is, I love the gold to SPX ratio. So I'm gonna go into ratios here and we're gonna find, okay, sorry, gold to SPX, right? Big ratio that I like to look at because this defines capital flows in the market. Where's the money going in terms of asset class? If you watched a couple of my other videos, as gold begins to outperform SPX, money will rotate from, for example, big tech equities, which it's been in for a while, and it'll rotate into more commodity driven assets, stocks, uranium, oil, gold and silver miners, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is important, obviously. So we're looking at gold looks like it's going to outperform the S&P 500, which will tell us to be in these specific assets. I also want to look at gold measured in Bitcoin. Okay, because that's another asset. It's a technology, kind of falls into that technology bucket. Um, you can make the argument about sound money, digital currency, what have you. I'm not going to get into that today. I want to determine what is the best performing asset right now. And it looks like, if this bull continues to hold, gold will also be set to outperform Bitcoin. And this green line is the kind of the projection of the 3-year moving average that I have on here. So that's why I have it on there. And so, moral of the story, I think gold is the asset we want to be in for the foreseeable future, the next 5 to 10 years, if these charts continue to play out as I have them drawn up here. Okay, that's step one. Now, step two is, what are the assets that could outperform gold? Because that is when the conversation turns to, I would say, more strategic investing in terms of protecting our capital, protecting the money, the US dollars we earn, especially for me here in the States. And so, for example, I'm going to pull up another ratio. We got URA measured in gold. And this is interesting, right? Because if this is going to go up the bowl, that means gold is going to be outperforming S&P 500. Gold is going to be outperforming Bitcoin. But wait a second, is URA going to outperform gold? And that means URA is going to be like on steroids. Okay? So this is just one sector. I think the uranium sector has a lot of upside. That's just kind of what these ratios are telling me. This, if I get my little brush out, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders, potentially, right? So that's interesting. Okay. Looks like it's broken out, consolidation underneath a resistance line. There's a couple touches. Maybe we put this on the line chart. That can kind of help clear things up for us. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. That is a valid resistance line, right? And it looks like a breakout and a back test. Okay, so let's take it a step further. URA could be outperforming gold. What is going to be outperforming URA? And I think that's where the conversation gets a little fun. And that's why I have these tickers here, because I think, a lot of these uranium stocks will outperform URA. That's kind of the goal. And so as I go through, for example, CCJ, I have these indicators at the bottom, distance percentage from the 3-year moving average, ratio measured in the S&P 500, ratio measured in gold, and then the bottom one is measured in URA. So, for example, if it's going up and to the right, that means CCJ has been outperforming URA, right? And as a drawing a little horizontal line. And look at that. We're just kind of following up this trend. No holds barred. Yes, we're going through a bit of a consolidation, it feels like, in the uranium space, as demonstrated by CCJ. But again, I'm trying to look at the long-term picture, the next 5 to 10 years out. What's going to be outperforming URA? because URA looks like it's going to outperform gold, and gold looks like it's going to outperform both Bitcoin and the S&P 500. That's as I think as best as I can explain it. And so CCJ looks good. You know, Bannerman looks amazing. Bannerman even has a little kind of parabola to it. It looks like against URA. And you know, these are the leaders that I've identified. You know, Boss Energy, Paladin Energy. I just made a video on. Paladin is just breaking out versus URA. You know, you could probably draw this a couple different ways, but you know, Encore, FSY, UEC, Next Gen. I mean, look at Next Gen. That's diabolical outperformance of URA. Denison Mines looks like it's ready to go. You know, if Denison Mines pops out of this channel, that's incredible. ISO Energy. ISO Energy is kind of bull flagging against URA, which is pretty cool as well. And so, you know, I could go through all of these, but I probably will do that on another time. You know, these leaders are kind of the ones I have my eye on. If you guys have any other ones, you know, some of these are in the middle of the pack, like LAU, Elevate, Sky Harbor, Laramide, Energy Fuels. I like these stocks. They're just not as good looking as the leaders, right? So moral of the story, URA, outperforming gold. I think that is an incredibly powerful statement. As long as this continues to hold, you know, we can still come down a little bit. You know, whether this bull is going to hold or not, you know, that remains to be seen, but it looks explosive. It looks like we're super early. And that's what I'm trying to capture, is these early stages of, okay, if we're about to have a gold, silver, energy-driven bull market because inflation is here, yada, 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 how can we take advantage of that, and how can we compound our purchasing power? Boom. That's what I'm after, guys. If you like this content, give me a like, give me a sub, and guess what? I'll see you in the next one.